What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Drementfh, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. And we're back with the Retribution, the second recording in a single day, because we're kind of on a roll and having some fun, so I thought might as well throw up an extra video for this week. I'm also in an incredibly great mood. As I relayed on Tuesday, I'm getting married soon, and, well, relatively. It's going to be in October next year, so there is that. But I'm incredibly happy. My girlfriend said yes when I proposed to her on her birthday, which was nice. So that could have backfired incredibly, but I was pretty assured that she was going to say yes, and yeah, it's a great situation, so I'm very happy about that. Now, over the course of the last week, or Tuesday's video, we pushed down from Karak Angazar to Madorka, and we went up and started fighting Akendorf. We had a big battle with all of the ogres of the Disciple of the Maw right there, and we knocked Scrag out. Now, Belegar's army is hurt a little bit, and we do have some dwarf warriors that are just on the cusp of getting their names. But we're going to be focusing a lot on our shielded warriors as much as our great weapon wielding warriors. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine all of our dwarf warriors with great weapons, which gives us another open slot, and we are going to grab... I think we're going to have to grab the Goblobbers for more of those. Now, the Flame Outriders and the Shadow Division, we're going to convert into the Shadow Division. And in turn, we're going to get the Dragonback Slayers. Now, it's going to hurt our income overall, because those are a lot of really expensive units. But we are going to go for the decisive victory and take out all the ogres. Now, there's a lot of trappers here, and it's a decisive victory. If we go with it, nothing's gonna get dissolved or anything like that. I'm tempted to try and leave it another turn to reduce their numbers even more, but we're just gonna start this week off, or this second half of this week, I should say. Still getting used to doing two of the same video on the same week, but I was in a very good mood, so I'm not gonna let it be spoiled at all. We're going to start this off with a bang. Now, the ogres are not known for their defensive capabilities. Their ogres cannot even get up on the walls. So there is that, and we are going to focus on knocking out the towers as we come in, too. We're going to take the walls and see what we can do. The big thing is we want to get those Slayers into contact with the ogre units. Slayers are good against large targets, and ogres, by definition, count as large. So using our Slayers to, slay things is probably a good idea. I'm tempted to split our army into two, but at the same time, it won't do us any good. We'll just be taking more tower damage, and it will do relatively little to separate the Noblars. So, we have our siege towers here, and this is going to be our way into the city. Thankfully, our Slayers have one of the units. So what we're going to do, we're going to have you guys drop that, because you're not the largest unit of dwarf warriors that we can put over there.
For the Alright,
so our dwarf warriors are going to go on this side, and they're going to push up to try and get these walls here. Now, our grudge throwers we want over in this general area, because we want to knock these towers out if we can. The rest of our warriors are going to be combined into a group, just like our quarrelers are going to be in a group. Take the skirmishing off of them and off of him. We're going to split a little bit as we go in to try and get as many of our warriors in combat as we can. We'll put our engineer over here, Rune Lord here, our Thane here, and Belegar himself right here. So let's start the battle, and we'll pause right away. Now, we don't have too many Noblars up on the walls, it looks like. Though, we can't see them yet. So we'll send the Slayers there. Oh, those are the warriors. We need to swap that. Slayers there. Dwarf warriors next to them. Our first unit is going to move up, which is most of our warriors. And our hammers we're going to send right after the gates. And our rangers we're going to put over here, see if they can start shooting over. Let's knock that tower and that tower out of commission. Our Rune Lord is going to come up, and our Thane is going to come up here. Belegar, we're going to get you with your hammers, and you're going to go down the center, and our quarrelers, who are going to be doing most of the work for this, we're going to get you to move up in there. Since dwarfs move slow, we're just going to continue on. And hopefully our characters can draw a bit of this missile fire as it comes in. Here we go. Now the 4 towers should be taking some damage. And there's all the Noblars. Now, with our archers getting in range, our quarrelers, it shouldn't be too much for them to start just picking them all off. Belagar, you might as well just attack the gatehouse too. And we'll see how they take the doors. See how it goes. Now our towers are going to hit the walls if they can sort out where they're going. Some of our units are going to go through the gate once it's open, and the rest are going to go up the towers. Alright, we're just going to move our... We're going to take the walls before they can destroy them, in all honesty. Alright, so there's our Slayers. Let's get them down to the Saber Tusks. We'll get you charging down there. Let's get all our people up onto the walls. The gate should be dropping here pretty quick. We are almost through the gate, and we're going to have our big units push through hard.
For the ancestors! Let the vengeance begin! Attack the orcs!
Alright, the gates are down, so let's get our warriors surging through the gates.
Vengeance away! Ready to strike! I will have vengeance!
Alright, there we go. With all of our dwarves starting to get into the fight, and our dragon-back slayers, well, they're crazy little dwarves that have no armor and a bunch of axes because they're seeking death. So, there's that.
True king of yes, Lord.
Let's get you to destroy those, and we'll have our dwarf warriors go that way.
Let the vengeance begin! Nothing can stop us!
Now let's get our rangers to get up on those walls. To there, and we'll move our quarrelers up a little bit more so they can shoot more. There were so many Noblars in this fight. We're not even going to make it past this first little area. We're going to have to crash it down pretty hard. So Pogju Bogtrotter is pretty much done at this point. Or why they stopped.
For the ancestors.
Wow, there's an entire enemy unit piling into all of our dwarves here, so we're gonna have to just slaughter those Noblar trappers. Seriously not sure why they keep coming off of the barricade. Let's get our quarrelers inside so they can just start shooting. Shadow Legion, let's get you up here so you can shoot as well.
Dwarf warriors!
Alright, there we go. That's looking a little bit better. And our engineer, wow, he's still way back there. Should be rocks, well, grudges, I guess, falling down all amongst the Noblars. So we'll see how that works out. Alright, so we should be able to break one of these units of warriors off. Actually, let's break both of them off to take on those trappers there, and we'll charge you guys in this side. Rockmeat, hard place.
Dwarf warriors! I approve!
Dragonback Slayers are just getting kind of tooled. It's not cool.
Slayers! The clans unite!
Let's send one unit. Send Ryan's Marines over there, and we'll try and get our other quarrelers over here.
War of vengeance! Drang the axe! Strike out! Got! Dwarfs! Ready axes!
Alright, this is going to be a little bit harsh on our numbers overall. The fighting is spilled over into the main courtyard here, and that's good enough for me. And there they go. So let's end the battle, because we don't want to lose any more Dwarven warriors to this. We didn't lose a single unit, which means they'll all be able to recover. We didn't get any more gold units as far as I can tell. But hopefully that'll have leveled up people. And I forgot again to put that banner onto the right unit. I always forget that at the start of battles. Sometimes I swear it's not even worth it for me to do so, because I always forget about the banners. Sometimes I swear. That was a lot of Noblars down, though, and all the ogres were pretty much wiped out. So we are going to occupy that, and that gives us the entire area. Now, they only have a camp left.
Tells a tyrant what to do.
Now, Og's moved further. The Akendorf camp is there. And we are actually going to upgrade Akendorf, because if we can get this going good, we're going to be awesome.
Lord of the Anglin.
And we'll get the Oaths of Reclamation. But we got a second point to spend, so let's get Grimnir's Heirs, another point in that, because we do have some Slayers right now, and we're going to be working up, and, well, we got the Hammerers, but we're also going to be working up towards the Ironbreakers? Yes, Ironbreakers, because they are the penultimate Dwarven unit. And now for our Engineer, let's get Reacquisition. That gives us the 4 that we need to get Zufbar 42 Pounders. So it's a great army ability. It's a wind that we can put in, and we get that next level for him.
To battle.
For our Rune Lord? No, this is our Thane. Let's get him... We could get him... You know what? Let's get him Speed, because we're going to use him to get across the battlefield a fair bit. And we're going to get a lot of these anyway. The Rune of Grimnir would be great, but... The Rune of Hearth and Home. Limited duration. Rune of Negation's good. Rune of Breaking. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna get Ward Breaker next turn, or next level. So this is all fallen into our hands. We are going to be going up against the... Is that Muniskits? That's Crooked Moon. So we're gonna be going up against the Crooked Moon, because we have to retake Karaz-a-Karak. If we can do that, we can start pushing down on the mountains. If you look, they've got a lot of them. Black Crag is taken by the Skaven. Karak 8 Peaks is by the Crooked Moon Mutinous Git, so it's a separate breakaway faction of them. Now, our Garrison Lord is, of course, Drementfh. And we were starting to get some more units for him. Now, we don't have a lot in the way of those. We're still waiting on our outposts before we can get those Empire units that we've been craving. Magic items. Okay, that's cleared out that and our ancillaries. We can get a war banner, which we're going to actually put on him. He's got a guild master. And there's a stonemason that we can put on him, which also helps. There's a couple more ancillary slots open to Drementfh when we get to that, but a war banner is good. And are there any ancillaries we can put on his little buddy? Nope. And as far as these go, Shrieking Blade, it's all still good. So that's going to do just fine. We are sitting pretty nice on income, but we're going to need to start getting this army up because it looks like he's going to try and break out again. So we have 5 units of infantry, 5 units of archers, and a grudge thrower with some slayers as backup. It's kind of tough to choose what we want in addition to that, but let's grab a unit of rangers for right now. And we do have a commandment available. Let's get the growth one, because we want everything to grow. And then next turn, depending on how much recovery Belgar does, we can hit the Akendorf camp and push them north. Because Ogg's not really a threat by himself. But if we can knock out the camp, it's going to be great. I do have a feeling we're going to get into conflict with the vampires sooner rather than later. And that's not necessarily a good thing for us, especially since the Crooked Moon is right there, and they have Karazakarak, and they are stronger than us. Especially since we have the disadvantage of upkeep right now. We cannot jump into the war right now. Are you going to declare war? Yes, you're going to declare war. Might give Drementfh something to do. And the Crooked Gits are destroyed, which means Karak 8 Peaks was taken by the Skaven. Yeah, that's our greatest of grudges. Alright, for this one, it's a decisive victory. It's at an ogre camp. I hate the ogre camps because we always lose lots, so let's just wipe that faction off the map. I'll take the Oath Gold in the treasury. And that is them destroyed.
On to vengeance. To war.
Now we know there is a Beastman army somewhere in this area. We're not going to worry too much about it right now. 2400, we can start getting Thunderers and Dwarven Cannons. Dwarven Cannons are amazing. While they're technically anti-large, they devastate smaller units as well.
Time for a reckoning.
So let's grab another unit of Rangers for there. There's some buildings that we can upgrade now. The Myrmidons. You know what? Income is income right now, and we're going to need more of it. Let's go to the diplomacy window and see what we can do as far as everything else.
Is it time? Friends of the Empire.
We can't do anything with that.
Now
We don't have the coin for it.
My technocracy.
It's going to be tough. But if we let the other nations go, we can probably pull this out. And to start doing our scouting towards Karazakarak. And we have to take that back. Return the penultimate dwarf hold into dwarven hands. It does mean that we are going to be fighting against orcs and goblins in the extreme for a while. Because I'm pretty sure the Crooked Moon, I forget who their leader is. It's Orcs and Chaos. I'm pretty sure, is that Skarsnik? Wow, my mouse wheel is deciding not to cooperate with me. It is Skarsnik. So, yeah, we're gonna have to fight. He's gonna be trying to go to war with the Skaven that have taken his place, too. 5 turns for the next one up. Let's get... so tempting. We're gonna need more income, so let's get more income. That's an easy one to pick out here.
My hammer, it will be done.
Belagar, we're gonna give you another turn, I think. How many places do the Scabby Eye have? Scabby Eye have 3 locations. But we can't pull Joneth over here. If we take Varenka Hills and Barak Varr, we'd have to swing back to the Stone Mine Tower. Let's just push here for now and see if there's anything in Karaza Karak. It does not look like there is.
Okay.
Oh, but there's a giant Orc and Goblin army right there, so we might not be able to do that.
For war.
And there is the army that we were worried about. Let's see if we can engage them with Joneth. It does leave Maragliano all by itself, but that is fine for now. What do we got for buildings here? Karak, Angazar. Let's level it up. We are going to need a lot more gold to deal with this. I would love it to be able to get a peace treaty with Clan Scryer. If we could do that, we could pull all of our forces off the western front and go after the Orcs and Goblins hard.
In these dark times, we should stand together.
We will take a trade agreement and cash. Yes, we will. The Forces of Order are doing pretty good this time. I mean, we've mostly taken the center. You know what? We're just going to kill that one off, and we're going to take the treasury. I don't like fighting the Beastmen in underground intercept battles. It's annoying, especially with Cygors. We'll lose more than we have to gain. So,
True King.
I know we want to fight more. Mash Spider Killer has a ton of trolls and some Snotling pump wagons. Not a whole lot of goblins, but a ton of trolls. And if we fought there, they would have a lot of night goblins.
What?
Why has it got to be difficult like this? There's a plague there. Does Stone Mine Tower have anything good? They have a level 3 Squig Cave. Are all their infantry buildings over here? Wolf Riders for goblins. Most of their good stuff's over here, so let's declare war on them.
Fooling no one.
This one will fight. It's a good chance for us to start engaging some orcs and goblins. It's the first time we've had a chance to actually fight them in the campaign. And we do have some orc boar boys out there, and we have some error boys and goblin errors. But nothing too bad. We have a couple of grudge throwers, which are going to help us a lot. We're going to probably use our rangers as a screening force. They'll probably engage those boar boys. Probably, anyway. But our units are starting to become so elite that it might not matter. We can use our slayers as our outriders. Okay, so the boar boys are over here. We're definitely going to line our slayers up with them. We're going to line everybody else up to take the orcs in the center. Okay, so you guys are going to come over here, and you're going to go after them. I'll put our rangers there to start picking off the boar boys. That's the words I'm looking for. I swear I can English some days. Partially. Alright, so our first unit is going to stick here, and we're going to put our Thane on our right this time. And our Rune Lord over here. Along with our engineer, and we'll put Belagar up front.
Let's start shooting.
Get our quarrelers in the center, and get our grudge throwers as close as possible to start landing stones all amongst them. And we're going to immediately run our slayers up here. So let's start the battle, and immediately we're going to pause, and we're going to crash into basically an assault. Belagar, let's get you up front, and let's move those Slayers as quickly as we can up to there, and we'll get our Quarrelers in better range. Alright, let's get all of our units doing their thing. Those are Orc boys. They should get pretty devastated by our troops as is. Let's see if we can pull the Shadow Legion back while our Slayers deal with them. And Belagar, let's get you to pop off some of your abilities if I can click on them and not. Wow, it sucks to be those goblins. Slayers will just give it no craps about goblin lives. They are going to cut through these goblin archers like nothing. Actually, pretty much all of our dwarves are going to cut through these orcs and goblins like they're nothing. Should see the victory slogan here momentarily. Now, what we can do with the Vranka Hills, since we only lost 19 dwarves and our Slayers did some work, we can actually offer this back to Karazor Karak and give them a little bit more of a stable foothold. Then we can take out the Barak Varr, I think that's it, just south of us, and give that back to them too. And that'll give them a full territory and they can start building back up. So it's an option to do that. We can also try to confederate with Karazor Karak, but I don't know if that's actually going to work right now. We're not that much stronger than them. Although having the High King as another army would be great. Gambler's armor, that's good. And we have the Grumbling Guard, Longbeards with great weapons, which is nice. We also have a Dwarf Warriors unit, and we're just going to call those the Axe Guard. Our subs there, which is nice. That should be everybody. We got the highlights, the Epileptic Quarrelers, Grim Quarrelers, the Ryan Marines, and of course the Bringers of Sunshine. And some of our subs are going to end up as units, some are going to end up as lords. I'm going to try and match the genders appropriately. We're going to get our first rank as Zifbar 42 pounders though, and that's going to give us a lot of artillery support in battles. And let's get relentless, because we want our Thane to be able to get into the fight as quickly as possible. And we said we were going to get Wardbreaker next the last time. And it looks like Drementfh has gained a level. Lord of the Deeps is good, but that's for Skaven. Well, there we go, Skaven. We're going to be fighting them.
Time for a reckoning.
We did just automatically destroy them. So let's get him back to Maragliano. If Ikit Claw wants to come after this, we'll see how it works out.
One rug.
So Maragliano wouldn't do to start upgrading it and then just to lose it. We can move him in there. A little bit of tiredness is not going to hurt, and we'll start the upgrade. It might defer Ikit. He's got a lot of Rat Ogres, he's got some Doom Flayers, some Night Runners, the Rattling Guns are worrying, and he's got some Storm Vermin with swords and shields, and Storm Vermin with halberds. We have a lot of Slayers, which counteracts his Ogres and his Doom Flayers. It does not really get rid of much of the other stuff, especially the Plague Monks. That's kind of scary. But we can outshoot him, and there's a decent enough garrison in the building that we have a lot of sacrificial units like these miners that we can just send out and delay, and take all the Warp Fire and Doom Rockets that he might send our way. We do have a fair bit of oath golds. I'm just hoping Johnette doesn't die on us. Now, one of the cool things is as we get more resources, we can get some really cool weapons. We do have a chance for the Gatekeeper's Hammer. Chilling Aura, Frostbite attacks. Oh, it'd be so nice to get some of these. But we do have a chance to get Elfbane. Oh, I would much rather we get Obsidian. That's not the closest source of Obsidian. I'm almost positive of that. Let's just let the other nations go and see how this goes. I'm hoping that it backs off. Oh, he's going after Lucini. A military alliance with Karazakarak? Yes, please. Ikit's still on the seas, though. That army is terrible for us. Now, I am not overtly concerned about losing anything down south. Johnette can fight to get them back later on. Yeah, we'll accept the refugees from another dwarf hold.
For the wisdom of Valea.
Lucini does not have a decent garrison at all. It's 7 turns, because it's an uncomfortable climate.
Me if you dare. As the High King commands.
That's tough. We're gonna have to make some sacrifice plays down here because we don't have the ability to keep fighting that many fights. So Belagar, we are gonna send you in. Wait, are these two at war?
Now they'll see.
They don't like each other.
Grudge bearer.
I'm special.
Our allies actually have anything like that. It is so tempting to just throw down and engage those trolls out in the open and start the war. I mean, there's a lot of sneaky nasty skulkers there with some heroes and some trolls. They have tons of trolls everywhere.
Welcome, friends of the Dowie.
It is really, really tough to choose here. But you know what? We gotta fight for clan and kin. The Franca Hills doesn't do us much. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the option here and we're going to declare war on the Crooked Moon. They can't disengage from this fight, so we're going to go in and fight it, and hopefully this works out well for us. There's nothing in here that's too terrifying, all things considered. The Slayers might be getting some work done, though. Like, seriously might be getting some work done, because they're good against trolls. Snarling pump wagons, I'm not too worried about. There's just going to be a lot of fighting, and our heroes are going to have to do some work. Killing off the troll hero, not such a big deal. I'm pretty sure is he a shaman? I think he's a warlord. So we kind of want our Slayers in the center of our line for this one. Just like that, and we'll wait for them to come in. And he is a great shaman, so we do have to worry about the Foot of Mork, or possibly Gork.
The clans unite!
And let's get our artillery up in range. You can just sit like right up here and fire pot shots. Our rangers can sit there and possibly get some shots in on those snotling pump wagons right away. Put our Thane off to the right. Belagar himself up front. Our engineer, oh wait, he was up here shooting. What am I doing? I mean, if they're gonna let us sit back and have our artillery, then so be it. But I sincerely doubt that. Yep, and here come all the nasties. And there's the gaze attack, and we can pull our rangers back now. Wow, some of their morale is already shattered? What? A couple artillery shots is all it's taking to really crush their morale, so maybe Trolls got a massive nerf. What's going on with all the morale here? I really hope this isn't some bug that we've stumbled into, because that would really suck.
For Grimnir! For the ancestor gods!
Or is it just that our artillery is doing that much work right now? Alright, let's make this a little bit lighter on everybody. Our gray weapons are going to do great. Our slayers are going to do work in this battle. And this is kind of why I wanted the Thane to get the speed upgrades earlier.
Ready! Nothing can stop us!
See if all the trolls at all are actually capable of fighting us when we get there. Now, let's pause real quick. Does one of these give us flaming attacks? I swear. Oh, there's an explosion, which is a flaming explosion, but that would hit our own troops. Does one of them give them flaming attacks? Strong versus single unit. Let's just give some armor to our warriors. And we have our wind artillery ability, so we might as well use it. Let's give you one of those. And where's our Thane? Let's beef him up. And Belagar, you're not actually in the fight yet, but we're going to make you all good as well. Alright, let's break off a couple units there, and we'll break you guys off that way. Now, where are our dwarf slayers? They're devastating those trolls.
For the ancestor gods! Fight! Runes of spellbreaking. For the cannons and jaw! Hammerers! Yes! Attack the arms! For the ancestor gods! Move!
Okay, it looks like fighting this army on the field is probably our best option. We're devastating them. Their morale is just terrible. Okay, so they're pretty much done and dusted. And since they were in March stance, that's going to wipe them out. Looks like the Slayers did some major work. I mean, they and the Hammerers were both fighting trolls. So that's pretty decent. No one else got up to veteran status, though, so no more named units in there. Our Quarrelers are definitely leveling up faster, and we're going to stick with those 4 units of Quarrelers with great weapons for a while. And we're going to take the Treasury and the Old Gold, and that wipes them out. Still got a little bit more push in us for this Thursday episode, so we killed off a couple of enemy leaders. And if we can take Barak Varr. Okay, so the Wolf Rider's the only thing in there that's really kind of scary. Not too scary. We'll probably finish the week off by this, and we will look at giving the 2 places back to Karaz-Karak. We're going to do this out of the generosity of our hearts, and we're going to do it without asking for payment if we can. If it'll let us, because if we can give it back to them, that would be amazing.
It is a reckoning.
Alright, we'll get our Dwarf Warriors all lined up.
Ranging target. Dwarf warriors.
And we are going to sit and let them come to us. So we've got the Wolf Riders on this flank. So we're going to want our Rangers over here.
Quarrelers.
And unfortunately, we should probably put our Slayers there.
Dwarf warriors.
Move you boys over here to cover that flank. But
Hammerers. They have wronged us. Hammerers.
alright, well, that's going to be a thing.
Clans unite.
So we'll put you guys all here, and we'll just bump those Slayers down to the outside edge, because they're going to be going after those Wolf Riders.
We fire on your command.
Let's get our Bolt Throwers up, and our Engineer can sit in the center here, because he can shoot down. We'll put our Rune Lord over here with Belagar, and our Thane can go over here. Alright. Alright, so there's massive amounts of damage from our Grudge Throwers coming in. Let's put Belagar up front.
The ancestors watch.
Alright, so there's only one set of Quarrelers there. Let's bring our Rangers in from the side. Alright, so let's get our Slayers to go charging off that way. And that takes care of all of them. And let's get our Dwarven Warriors over on this side to go charging in with our Thane. And that should bring them into range of some of our Quarrelers at least. It's going to be two clusters of fighting.
We demand blood.
So we're going to shift those guys that way, and you guys...
Off we go. Get moving. Come on.
that way. There we go.
The clans unite.
That'll allow our Rangers to strike from the side. So we'll trade one territory back to Karazakarak this turn, and then we'll do the next one next turn. Alright, so that takes care of that. We're gonna occupy it. And we're gonna
True king of AP.
bump our army out. That'll put them at risk here. Be nice to fight them in total. But let's go into our diplomacy.
It is tough. Greetings,
And
honorable
where is the
ally.
trade settlement? Let's give them... it's Varenka Hills that we want to give.
Agreed.
I'll give that to them. That'll help. I'll give Barak back next turn. Hopefully Belagar's army doesn't get the plague. That helps them out a fair bit. And giving them that... yeah, gives them some income, because they're going to lose... they might lose Karaz next turn. And we might have to fight some orcs and goblins. Let's actually get Belagar out of that settlement, just in case they try to get the plague.
Thirsts for war.
Now, it's a tough call. I want to rush Drementfh down there.
The throng agrees.
We'll rush him to here. If they take Lucini, we'll take it back, but we'll try and cause as many casualties as possible in their army. The Myrmidons, we definitely want to upgrade another central area. Could be losing some income next turn anyway. We already have the artillery position. We don't have that upgraded just yet. Another 200 income per turn would be great. So that's another 400. That should allow us to do a bit more. I'm hoping that Ikit Claw doesn't go into battle there this turn. If we get lucky, maybe he'll pull back. But I very much doubt it. It's not been the way the campaign has gone. And yeah, it's a decisive defeat. We're going to lose everything. He's going to lose a few. Is he going to sack it, or is he going to take it? It looks like he took it. Wow, okay, we would lose a full unit here. We've got a Goblin War Boss, and it's the other army there, too. We're gonna have to fight that as the round out to this Thursday episode. Both these episodes might have gone a little bit longer than I intended, but either way, it's gonna be nice. And our pathetic little reinforcements are going to come in from the flank of the Goblin and Orc army, and their massive reinforcements are going to come in from their own flank. We're not really going to worry about our reinforcements too much. There's not much they can do. So we know that the enemy is going to come in from there. Let's stack up over here. So let's put one unit on that side, a couple units of more elite. And let's take the skirmish off of him. Essentially, this is the Dwarven equivalent of us yelling out, "Get some." Wow, they started all the way back there. That does give us a chance to limit the field of engagement a little bit if we wanted to. Not really to our advantage, but we can set up here.
Strike out! Move off! Nothing can stop us! Killbearers howl! Plow through!
Put the big hero unit on that side. Let's actually pop through that. They can't really get around behind us there. They will from the right-hand side, but we can kind of mitigate that as we go. Use the Rangers as kind of a backstop. Alright, the enemy's reinforcements are coming in. And here are our reinforcements, which are just mighty pathetic. We're going to send them over here. Just kind of a diversionary tactic. We're going to spread our line out just a little bit up here. Keep our Dwarf Hero trio up here, and we're going to keep Belegar out front. We're going to try and inch closer and get a lot of these guys caught up in the artillery storm if we're able to. They have a lot of magic on their side. We got artillery.
It is a reckoning!
artillery's doing a fair amount of work here. And we're taking some damage. Alright. Let's pause real quick and let's do a massive charge. We most certainly don't want to be on the receiving end of a charge with this many trolls and other miscellany. And let's get our lords and heroes into this fight. You are going to come over here, and you're possibly going to all charge into one of these sets of goblin archers from the side. Thanks to our ability to have a bunch of guns in the background.
Dwarf warriors! Fight! For the ancestors! Drang them!
Let's help out our dwarf warrior unit on that left flank there. Alright, we've broken their center, which definitely helps. Belagar, let's get you over there too. Great weapons into there, and our slayers can charge over there. We've broken through the center of the enemy lines, which is definitely great.
My lord's will!
Pull that unit of warrior back and charge those nasty skulkers with them. Belagar, let's send you over there.
Dwarf warriors!
Keep them on the run. You warriors can turn around and go help Belagar himself. Now, we're going to pause and we're going to make sure that our warriors take out as many units as possible. Because if we're able to knock out some orcish leaders and some other units, that would be beautiful. I think that's about all we're going to be able to catch. Still classic close victory, but we didn't lose a unit. Man, those slayers did some work. And we have a new unit of gold dwarf warriors too, so we're going to have to figure out a name for them. Some of the names are going to be subs, some of them are going to be other things. I think we're going to call those the Furic Shields. Wow, our grudge thrower, our elite grudge thrower did some massive damage. Does it actually have a special ability against morale, I wonder? So that was a lot of damage, and it looks like, yeah, we're going to have to take Lucini back. We'll have to enter war on the side of our ally, because we do not abandon our allies as the dwarves. And we lost Lucini. Ambusher discovered. Vampire Count's army, huh? Ally begins construction. Settlement repletes plague. Getting lots of items and a lot of that. We gotta raid any greenskin area. Carrick 8 peaks. Oh, there's our page 2 flippers. Yeah, raid any region belonging to the Greenskins. That we can do.
Lun's air.
Alright, Belligar is doing great, and we're gonna get the... Oh, he already has the last Grimnir's heirs. Thunderer would be nice for the cannons alone, but I think Tactician's gonna be the next one we get. Maybe that or Axe Lords? Does for Greybeards. What's Fire and Fury? That's the Iron Drake stuff. Grimnir's heirs is all of the hammerers and the good ones. So I think Axe Lord maybe would be what we go for. So hard to choose. We're gonna go with Scarred Veteran for now. We're gonna get him up to Foe Seeker. Now for Draymar Hammerfist. The other point in Zafar 24 Pounder, which gives us 2 uses of a wind, which is definitely helpful. And we'll get the last point in Relentless for our Thane.
Yes.
And we will take the Rune of Hearth and Home, and then we will get Strike the Runes. Share cooldown minus 10% for all rune magic, which is going to be good for us. And we're going to have the chance to wipe out Arog on the next turn. But since we still have Barak Varr, and it should have a garrison now, we'll be able to transfer that over to the dwarves, which I think is going to be one of the last things we do in this episode. Let's go to Trade Settlement, Barak Varr, and we will call that done.
We'll honor it.
Now we're going all the way up to 230 because, yeah. We're a strategic set, but we are skyrocketing up our ability with the dwarves, and that's going to give them a full region and might pull them out of the pit that they're in. And since we need more money, what was Thane's authority? Hero action cost, we're not really doing much with our heroes right now. Scrutinize guild leaders is something we should do so we can get autonomy of the holds and the underway trade caravans. So we're going to have to do that. That's going to be our next thing in line. But that's going to do it for this week, guys. If you liked the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, pop up in this or other Let's Plays, just hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes out. And remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.